Today we have a story sent in from Australia.
Yeah, we have a story sent from Sophie from Australia.
네. I know Sophie is one of your favorite speakers on this show.
We're not supposed to have favorites, but I have one.
Well, Sophie is going to tell us a story about what she usually do or what she used to do with her friends. 친구들과 어울릴 때 어떤 활동을 하는지에 대해서 이야기를 해줄 건데요. 한번 불러볼까요?
Okay, Sophie 씨.
나와주세요.
The way we hang out with friends really seems to change as we grow older and as our group of friends gets smaller. In high school, we used to spend hours on the phone after school, pass notes in class, stick together at lunch, and even after spending all that time together, we'd still look forward to seeing each other the next morning. After graduating, we'd go out to parties, clubs, or concerts on weekends, sometimes even for camping trips. Our friendships started to compete for time with our romantic relationships. Nowadays, I mostly meet my friends at cafes or for lunch. If one of my friends also has kids, then we might take them together to the playground. I definitely see my friends a lot less than I used to, and because we share so much on social media, it can feel like there's not very much for us to talk about. But once we get talking, it feels like we're teenagers again and we could talk all night.
신기한 거는 지난 시간에 이제 에밀리 씨도 말이 평소보다 조금 빨라졌다고 저는 느꼈는데 이 주제가 친구들에 대한 주제가 편한가 봐요. 그래서 그냥 자연스럽게 말이 술술 더 빨리 나오는 것 같은데.
Yeah, I feel like Sophie talks much faster than she usually does.
그렇죠. 네, 그래서 이 주제 때문인지 아니면 그냥 한번 말을 빨리 공통적으로.
I think it's probably because of the topic, like what you said.
네, 친구들에 대한 이야기는 워낙 누구나 할 얘기가 많기 때문에
Of course.
빨리 하는 것 같은데, 네. 학습자인 우리 입장에서는 더 좋을 수 있어요. 더 공부할 내용이 많으니까요. 자, 그러면 한 줄 한 줄 분석을 해볼까요?
Alright, sounds good. So the very first sentence is, the way we hang out with friends really seems to change as we grow older and as our group of friends gets smaller. The way we hang out with friends really seems to change as we grow older and as our group of friends gets smaller.
이 첫 문장도 사실은 공부할 게 되게 많아요. 왜냐하면 the way seems to change. 그래서 그 방식이 seems to change, 달라지는 것 같다. 근데 the way we hang out with friends, 이렇게 the way 하고 뒤에 주어 동사가 붙는 이 구조도 연습을 해야 되고요. 그래서 친구들과 hang out, 노는 방식이 나이가 들면서 바뀌는 것 같다. As we grow older. 이 부분도 재미있는 표현이죠. As we grow older. As I grow older, I think I need more and more sleep.
As I grow older, I find I need less sleep.
아, 그렇군요. 일반적으로 이렇게 말씀하시더라고요. 나이가 들면서 잠이 줄어드는 것 같다. 저는 더 많아지는 것 같아요. 조금씩 더 필요한 것 같은데. And as we grow older, and as 똑같은 이제 그 나열을 하고 있죠. 뭐뭐 하면서 그리고 뭐뭐 하면서 as our group of friends, 친구들의 무리가 있겠죠. gets smaller. 친구들이 작아지는 것은 아니고 그 그룹이 작아지는 거예요.
The group of friends get smaller. We all know when you're like in high school, you have so many friends, you know, in college because you're around so many people, but as you get older and work, it just naturally gets smaller. You have less friends.
그렇죠. 그리고 이제 10명이서 자주 어울렸던 그 친구들의 무리가 있었다면 거기서 1명, 2명씩 빠져나갈 수가 있잖아요. 이제 뭐 연락이 잘 안 되거나 아니면 바빠지거나 다른 곳으로 이사 가거나 그랬을 때 그 그룹이 작아지는 거 있죠. 그것을 여기서는 as our group of friends gets smaller라고 했습니다. 이 두 가지가 as 이렇게 연결되고 있고 as A is happening and as B is happening, the way we hang out with friends, 친구들과 어울리는 이 방식이 really seems to change. 정말 달라지는 것 같아요 라고 말을 한 첫 문장입니다. 첫 문장 안에도 굉장히 많은 정보가 들어있는데 두 번째 문장으로 가볼까요?
In high school, we used to spend hours on the phone after school. In high school, we used to spend hours on the phone after school.
고등학교 때에는 we used to, 뭐뭐 하곤 했다. 재미있는 것은 아까 오늘 핵심 문장 말할 때도 used가 나왔지만 원래 무언가를 사용했어요 라고 use를 과거형으로 쓸 때는 use, Z 발음이에요. Z 발음이에요.
Alright, used.
used. 그렇지만 이렇게 쓸 때에는 S 발음이에요. used to.
Used to.
마치 조동사인 것처럼 should나 can이나 may나 might처럼 또는 will처럼 아예 조동사로 아예 취급을 하시면 됩니다. 그래서 we used to, S 발음이에요. We used to 아니고요. We used to spend hours on the phone. 전화 통화를 하면서 몇 시간씩 시간을 보내곤 했어요. 언제? After school. 학교 끝나고. 자, 그러면 다음 문장으로 넘어가 볼 텐데요. 이번 문장은 조금 어려워서 클립을 준비해봤습니다.
Pass notes in class, stick together at lunch, and even after spending all that time together. Pass notes in class, stick together at lunch, and even after spending all that time together.
So some of those parts were quite fast. So
맞아.
first, let me read it for you guys.
Okay.
All right. Pass notes in class, stick together at lunch, and even after spending all that time together. Okay.
네, 일단 그 앞문장하고 연결되는 부분을 잘 생각하셔야 돼요. 고등학교 때 we used to spend hours on the phone after school 이게 앞문장이었잖아요. 뭐 학교 끝나고 몇 시간씩 전화 통화를 하곤 했다. 거기서 이제 문장이 끝나지 않고 이어지는 거예요. We used to pass notes in class. class는 수업 또는 수업 시간. 수업 시간에 교실 안에서 pass 뭔가를 전달해 주는 거죠.
Yep.
Can you pass it to the invisible person next to you?
Oh, yeah.
이렇게 이렇게 이제 전달을 해주는 건데 pass notes 하면은 쪽지를 돌린다라는 뜻이 되겠고 그 다음에 stick together at lunch 점심시간에 한데 몰려다니고 그리고 even after spending all that time together 그렇게 학교에서 하루 종일 시간 보내놓고도 even after spending all that time together 함께 시간을 보낸 후에도 라는 부분인데 여기서 특히 어떤 부분이 빠르게 지나갔나요?
I think there were a few parts, but the fastest part I feel like is, and even after spending all that time.
맞아요.
And even after spending all that time together.
And even after 하지 않고 and even after.
And even after.
네.
And even after.
And even 이렇게 됐고 and after.
And even after.
좋아요. 자, and even after 이 부분도 빨랐고 그 다음에 앞에 pass가 영국식, 호주식에서는 영어가 이제 pass가 되는 거죠.
Yeah, we say pass, they say pass. Pass.
Yeah. So in British English and Australian English they say pass. So Sophie is Australian, so she said pass notes. 네,
Pass notes in class.
이렇게
That was
이야기를 했기 때문에 조금 빨랐습니다. 자, 이 부분 다시 들어볼까요?
Pass notes in class, stick together at lunch, and even after spending all that time together. Pass notes in class, stick together at lunch, and even after spending all that time together.
All right, what is the next sentence?
We'd still look forward to seeing each other the next morning. We'd still look forward to seeing each other the next morning.
여기서 짧게 들어갔지만 we would 우리는 뭐뭐 하곤 했다라는 뜻이 되겠습니다. Still look forward to seeing each other the next morning. 다음 날 아침에 그렇게 시간을 많이 보내놓고도 다음 날 아침에 빨리 친구들 만나야지
Yeah.
기대가 됐대요. Were you like this
Yeah.
in high school?
I like me and my bestie, it was the exact same thing. We stuck together at lunch and then we would talk on the phone. Hey, what are you doing? And then the next morning we would get to school early and then still chat before class.
I see.
Yeah.
In my high school days, I never actually did this with my friends because maybe we were just guy friends.
Maybe.
약간 남자들하고 여자들하고 좀 차이가 있을 수 있겠지만
Maybe.
저는 그냥 개인적으로 친구들하고 빠이빠이 하고 집에 오면은 전혀 뭐 연락하거나 그런 거 없이 다음날 봐도 그냥 시큰둥 이랬던 것 같아요. 자, 다음 문장으로 가볼까요?
After graduating, we'd go out to parties, clubs, or concerts on weekends, sometimes even for camping trips. After graduating, we'd go out to parties, clubs, or concerts on weekends, sometimes even for camping trips.
After graduating, 졸업한 후에는 지금 그러니까 시간의 흐름에 따라서 쭉 고등학교 때는 어떻게 했고 졸업하고는 뭐 했고 지금 이어가고 있습니다. 이야기가. 그래서 after graduating, 졸업 후에 we'd go out to parties, clubs, or concerts. 언제?
On weekends.
네, 주말에는 파티나 클럽이나 콘서트에 가거나 sometimes even for camping trips. 네, 캠핑 여행을 가기도 했다라는 이야기죠. 특별히 어려운 단어는 나오지 않았고요. 다음 문장으로 넘어가 보겠습니다.
Our friendship started to compete for time with our romantic relationships. Our friendship started to compete for time with our romantic relationships.
이거 어떻게 보면은 in some sense this might be the most difficult sentence to understand here.
Yeah.
네, 사실 가장 어렵다고 볼 수 있는 문장인 것 같아요. 사실 여기에 지금 저희가 표시해드린 번역이 없다고 생각하시면 잘 이해가 됐을까 한번 생각을 해보세요. Our friendship, 우리의 우정이 started to compete, 경쟁하기 시작했어요. 무엇과? With our romantic relationships. 이성관계, 연인관계와 경쟁을 하기 시작했어요. 무엇을 두고? For time.
For time, of course. For
Yes.
time.
So our friendship wanted more time out of our life, and our romantic relationships wanted more time out of our life. So they were both demanding more time.
Yeah, they both demanded more time.
네, 그래서 친구들과도 시간을 써야 되겠고 연인과도 시간을 보내야 되겠고 그 두 관계가 시간을 두고 경쟁을 했다라는 말은 본인이 갈등이 됐다는 이야기죠. You were kind of torn between whether to spend time with your friends or with the loved one. Yeah.
But because we're talking about friends becoming less and less, I think in this case she's meaning basically this new thing started up, so I'm hanging with my friends less.
그렇죠.
Now that I'm, romantically interested in people.
맞아요. 그래서 누군가를 사귀게 이제 연인으로 사귀게 되면서 친구들과의 우정이 제발 시간을 달라고 경쟁을 했다. 즉 시간을 점점 덜 쓰게 됐다라는 이야기죠. 다음 문장으로 가보겠습니다.
Nowadays, I mostly meet my friends at cafes or for lunch. Nowadays, I mostly meet my friends at cafes or for lunch.
So we're talking about the present day. 이제 고등학교에서 고등학교 졸업 후 그다음에 현재까지 왔습니다. 현재 지금 30대이고 아기 엄마인 소피 씨 현재까지 왔어요. 지금 10년이라는 시간이 훅 지나갔어요. Nowadays 요즘에 I mostly meet my friends. 저는 제 친구들을 대체로 만납니다. 어디에서? At cafes or
for lunch.
in restaurants.
Restaurants.
네, 그래서-
Or cafes. Some cafes have lunch.
True. or over at a friend's house.
That's true.
그래서 이제 카페에서 친구들을 만나거나 대체로 or for lunch. Meet my friends for lunch라고 하면은 친구들을 점심을 위해서 만난다 보다는 점심 때 만나는 거죠. 그래서 점심 먹으면서 만나요라고 했고요, 요즘에. And then
If one of my friends also has kids, then we might take them together to the playground. If one of my friends also has kids, then we might take them together to the playground.
네. If one of my friends, 친구들 중에 한 명이 also has kids, she says also because she also has
kids.
a kid. 예. 그래서 아이가 그 친구도 아이가 있다면 then we might 갈 수도 있죠. Take them together. 여기서 말하는 them은
The children.
the children, the kids together 함께 데리고 갈 수도 있습니다. To the playground. 네, 놀이터죠. 놀이터로 함께 데려가서 같이 놀아줄 수도 있겠고요. Next sentence, please.
I definitely see my friends a lot less than I used to, and because we share so much on social media. I definitely see my friends a lot less than I used to, and because we share so much on social media.
여기서 definitely 굉장히 빠르게 지나갔어요. 그런데 일반적으로 definitely는 빠르게 발음하죠. Yeah,
Definitely.
Definitely. Most people say it really fast.
Yeah,
Like nobody really says definitely.
definitely.
네, 그냥 발음을 짧게 definitely, definitely.
Definitely.
네, people definitely say definitely, like
Definitely.
really, really fast. 좋아요. 그래서 definitely see my friends a lot less. 제 친구들을 덜 보게 되는데 여기서 말하는 less라는 것은 뭐 빈도수를 말하는 거죠. less frequently.
Yeah, less frequently, less often.
덜 보게 됩니다. 그런데 a lot less니까 훨씬 덜 보게 되는 거죠. 언제보다 than I used to. 예전에 보던 빈도수보다. And 그리고 연결되는 부분이 because we share so much on social media. 소셜 미디어에 share를 많이 하니까 what does it mean?
Well, we put our lives, what are we doing? Big milestones in our lives. We got new jobs, new promotions. Yeah. So you can figure out what your friends are doing and, how they're doing
그렇죠.
based on social media.
네, 여기서 share가 공유한다는 뜻인데 물론 우리말로도 그냥 뭐 소셜 미디어에 공유를 한다라고 말하면 무슨 뜻인지 아시겠죠? 그런데 이제 좀 더 자연스럽게 번역하자면 올린다. You post things like your photos, what you had for lunch, what you had for breakfast.
If you got a promotion or something.
Yeah, or like even really trivial things, 사소한 거, 뭐 what you had for dinner last night.
Yeah.
그런 것들 다 올리니까 사실은 다 보게 되죠. 어젯밤에 어떤 텔레비전을 봤는지, 어떤 영화를 봤는지 이런 것들을 많이 올리다 보니까 그 다음에 이제 많이 올려서 어떻다라는 내용이 나오는데요. 이 부분 클립으로 먼저 확인하시겠습니다.
All right.
It can feel like there's not very much for us to talk about. It can feel like there's not very much for us to talk about.
What did she say?
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what she says. She says, it can feel like there's not very much for us to talk about. Yes.
네, 만나서 별로 할 얘기가 없는 것처럼 느껴질 수 있대요. 즉 소셜미디어에 워낙 많이 올리니까 저도 그렇게 느끼는데 메건 쌤도 혹시 그렇게 느끼시나요? 친구들 관련해서?
Well, I don't really get on social media that much these days to see what everyone is doing. So generally when I meet up with my friends, we still have a lot to talk about.
그렇군요.
Yeah.
저도 비슷하게 가는 것 같아요.
Yeah.
이제 저도 뭐 일 때문에 올리긴 하지만 친구들이 어떻게 지내는지 보려고 들어가지는 더 이상 않고 거의 안 보는데 그래서 이제 요즘에는 좀 그런데 예전에 많이 봤을 때는 정말로 다 어떻게 지내는지 아니까 별로 궁금하지가 않게 되더라고요.
Yeah.
I wasn't really curious about what they were up to because I already knew.
You already know, yeah.
이게 이제 부작용인 것 같은데 it's a side effect, I think.
The only people that I actually follow are people back from America who I haven't seen, in years, just to see, who's married, who's having kids, who's working where.
네,
Yeah.
그 정도가 적당한 것 같아요.
Yeah.
약간 몇 명 정도 정말로 중요한 친구들 살짝 확인하는 정도인데 그래서 이 문장이 나오고 있습니다. It can feel like there's not very much for us to talk about. 우리가 만났을 때 막상 별로 할 얘기가 없는 것처럼 느껴질 수 있어요 라는 말인데 이 문장을 굳이 클립을 보여드린 이유는 이 very much 뒤에 for us 이
Yes.
부분이 거의 안 들렸어요.
Very much for us to talk about.
오, 비슷해요.
Yeah. Very much for us to talk about.
네,
Yeah.
very much 원래는 그냥 to talk about 해도 돼요.
Yeah.
근데 누가 이야기할 것이냐? For us.
Us.
주어를 표시해 준다고 for us를 쓰는데 very much for us to talk about. 네, 잘 들리는지 여러분 한번 확인해 보시죠.
It can feel like there's not very much for us to talk about. It can feel like there's not very much for us to talk about.
For us 찾으셨나요? I hope you did.
I hope you did too.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to the next sentence.
Okay.
Okay, and the final sentence, and that is, but once we get talking, it feels like we're teenagers again, and we can talk all night. But once we get talking, it feels like we're teenagers again, and we could talk all night.
저도 공감을 하는 게 사실 소셜미디어에서 워낙 소식을 많이 접하니까 다 알고 있는 것 같다가도 막상 만나면 또 올리지 않았던 소식들을 알게 되잖아요. So there's still a lot more that they don't share on social media.
Right.
So you can still talk a lot with your friends. 그래서 once we get talking, 아니면 we start talking to each other, 이야기를 하기 시작하면 it feels like 뭐뭐처럼 느껴진다. We are teenagers again. 다시 10대가 된 것 같고 and we can talk all night. 밤새 이야기를 할 수 있을 것 같다고 하네요. Alright, so that was the last line of Sophie's story. We're going to call her out again to tell us a story 2 more times.
Yes, we are. The first time there will be subtitles, and the second time there will not be subtitles. So let's call her out. Sophie 씨 다시
나와주세요.
The way we hang out with friends really seems to change as we grow older and as our group of friends gets smaller. In high school, we used to spend hours on the phone after school, pass notes in class, stick together at lunch, and even after spending all that time together, we'd still look forward to seeing each other the next morning. After graduating, we'd go out to parties, clubs, or concerts on weekends, sometimes even for camping trips. Our friendships started to compete for time with our romantic relationships. Nowadays, I mostly meet my friends at cafes or for lunch. If one of my friends also has kids, then we might take them together to the playground. I definitely see my friends a lot less than I used to, and because we share so much on social media, it can feel like there's not very much for us to talk about. But once we get talking, it feels like we're teenagers again and we could talk all night. The way we hang out with friends really seems to change as we grow older and as our group of friends gets smaller. In high school, we used to spend hours on the phone after school, pass notes in class, stick together at lunch, and even after spending all that time together, we'd still look forward to seeing each other the next morning. After graduating, we'd go out to parties, clubs, or concerts on weekends, sometimes even for camping trips. Our friendships started to compete for time with our romantic relationships. Nowadays, I mostly meet my friends at cafes or for lunch. If one of my friends also has kids, then we might take them together to the playground. I definitely see my friends a lot less than I used to, and because we share so much on social media, it can feel like there's not very much for us to talk about. But once we get talking, it feels like we're teenagers again and we could talk all night.
네, 여러분 소피 씨 이야기 충분히 이해가 되시나요? 굉장히 평소보다 말이 빨랐지만 그래도 내용은 뭐 그렇게 어려운 내용이 아니었던 것 같아요. 중간중간 어려운 말이 있는 거 빼고는요. 이렇게 소셜미디어를 통해서 여러분은 친구들과 소식 공유를 얼마나 많이 하시는지 저희 홈페이지 방문하셔서 글 영어로 한번 남겨봐 주시고 I think thanks to social media, it is easier to share like videos with your friends,
Yeah.
you know, with your friends who share the same interests as you.
I think
it's-
so as well.
Yeah, it's awesome. So I always, like when I find cool videos, I instead of just sending the video to individual friends, maybe I can post it and tag everybody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. And for me, I really like social media because I live in Korea, you know, so I can really stay connected with like friends and family back home a lot easier. If I need to send them a video, you know, it's very simple. It takes like 2 seconds and they can see something I'm doing and
맞아요.
I can see what they're doing.
네,
Yeah.
적절히 온라인 세상과 이제 오프라인 세상을 혼합하면 좋을 것 같아요. 자, 그러면 오늘도 재미있는 표현 하나 소개를 해보러 가겠습니다.
All
Let's
right.
go.
It's time for Street
Smart.